Good morning, everyone. Today's the 27th of February. This is Brad Matheny. This is the Plan Your Trade video. We are looking at a weekday flush pattern in explosive bearish trending. Now, generally, a weekday flush pattern would represent a fairly big potential downward trend in this particular case. We are in trend mode, we are in bullish bias mode for daily, and we are in bearish bias mode for weekly. We are in long term and short term bearish trending. So now, given this analysis, the fact that we would generally have a what I would call a down bar here, followed by a gap up lower, followed by a reversal rally up, down, up in counter trend mode. I told you guys that we're looking really at this being a down, up, down pattern. And what I would urge you to do today, we're up pretty high here, 598.16 on a pre-market data. We could get a flush. So understand, I take a look at this data, get rid of this for a moment, and we could get a bit of a flush downward before we get some sort of an upward type of trend. I do believe that we're going to stay in this sideways excess phase peak pattern here. So understand that we're moving kind of into this mode, maybe a bit more aggressive. You know, if I were to draw a little more aggressive channel, we'd be looking at something maybe upwards like this. That would be a bit more aggressive to the upside. But I'm concerned about a rollover downward trend here. Okay. The flushing pattern in this bearish trend could present a very real kind of a rollover low. So I've kind of tried to draw it here, essentially like this. And, it could present a very real, from where we open here, kind of a roll down into a low pattern here, maybe trying to get a bit higher. So be aware that we have some real volatility here. You need to kind of pay attention to what's here overnight, through NVDA earnings and others. We've seen the markets move a bit higher here, which is fine. The ES is higher, the NQ is higher, the markets are generally higher right now. But, we're going to be looking at, come back over here. Markets are generally higher, but not by a substantial amount. Okay. So pay attention to how this plays out, guys. This could really be, a very volatile price move here. If you did get long yesterday going into NVIDIA, you're going to have a great chance, looks like this morning, to book some really good profits here. The reality is like I said, uh, get out. I don't think this is going to continue much. Get out right now. We're going to see some rotation, I think, today. Okay, QQQ, same kind of thing. The flush pattern, let's get rid of some of these, plays out. Guess I don't have a whole lot drawn on here. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of these others showing Fibonacci price theory. Okay, so you can see the excess phase peak pattern potentially setting up here. We'll see how this sets up. If it sets up, you can see that we've got this previous excess phase peak pattern came all the way across here. And we'll do that in red. So really, guys, we're looking at a low level down here that acts as a major support or breakdown level. And then we've kind of got this low level here, which is our current support level, setting up very interesting. We also have this extreme high, which is the ultimate high, which has been broken, but has rolled down, rejected again off of this level. if my research is correct, this is a 2-hour chart. Here we are on daily. So here you can see the setup. If my research is correct, we're going to move kind of into a sideways channel briefly to the upside before rolling back down into March 21st, potentially down or even further. Okay, so we've got a couple of days. I would guess somewhere till March 10th. I'm going to mark it here. March, let's call it 5th through 10th, roughly, that we should be pushing near this top. Okay, somewhere around this area, pushing near the top. I would expect about a 30 to 50% retracement of this range. So, you can just as easily come down here. That would put us around this area here or this area here as kind of a peak for this move. So it gives you a really solid idea that we're talking 521 to 525 on the QQQ as kind of the top for this rally phase. We're currently at 514. So you got about 6 to maybe 8 points to the upside before I think we're going to probably hit some resistance. Okay, now off to gold and silver. Gold and silver are moving into a topping pattern. Looking forward to hopefully seeing gold and silver. Now, silver is holding up better than gold. Gold is broken down a little bit. Like to see gold make a move up to back up to this 2950, 2980 area. That's really the number I'm looking for. And for silver to make the move up here to this 3320, 3340 area. So as of right now, it's not happening. Silver is moving higher though than gold. So gold is broken down, silver's holding up. We're in a topping pattern. I believe we're going to come back up here today. A topping pattern typically is a move up like this. So a topping pattern would be kind of like this in silver, meaning moves up, stalls, and then rolls over. So we'll see how this plays out today. I'm really looking forward to seeing metals really accelerate. And again, I think that if we stall here and move into this type of an excess phase peak pattern, it's going to take a lot of this downward pressure off metals, and we could see a really solid rebound up to the upside. Okay, now lastly, we're moving into Bitcoin. This is a daily Bitcoin chart. Where's my other with all the lines? This looks like it. We'll see. Yep, I was on the wrong chart. So here's the daily Bitcoin chart. And you can see that we've come all the way down into this lower channel here. I've drawn all of this consolidation, so I'll get rid of some of it. But we've moved into this consolidation zone. And get rid of that because that's going to be the next setup. And we'll get rid of, well, I'll get rid of that. Okay, so as we've broken down here, we've broken down to the 84,700 level and found some initial support. This is likely going to be the consolidation phase of this big blue breakdown. So remember, we have multiple excess phase peak patterns here. This is going breaking down and moving into that consolidation phase, which will eventually try to break down into an ultimate low. So where we're at with this, guys, is that we are currently in this consolidation phase in general bearish trending. Now, what could happen through here is that we move into somewhat of a moderate upward channel initially, then break downward, setting up this low. So be aware that we could get into a moderate little melt up type of scenario for an uptrend in Bitcoin. I don't believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to see a whole lot of strength. I think it's, we're at the end of the month. Give you an example, the 5th through the 10th puts us about a week from now. Next Wednesday, a week from yesterday, is March 5th. And March 10th would then be Monday, I think. So we're really looking at a very short, 3 to 5 day rally here in the markets, including the SPY, a 3 to 5 day kind of a rally up into March 5th through 10th, right over in this area, which will likely be our peak. Okay, right over here, which would likely be our peak in the market before we roll downward. And again, 602, 604, 606 on the SPY is a pretty common area based on my analysis. So that's it for now. I'm going to let you go. Make sure to get some today. But again, stay cautious of the fact that we could roll into, as I tried to show you, into that flush type of mode. So we're up here at 598.18, and be very cautious of the fact that we could flush back down to this 592, 593, 594 area and then try to roll a bit higher. So be very cautious of the market move this morning. A flush pattern is kind of like a crush pattern in the sense that could be a very wide range day. I do not expect the markets to just go straight up today. That would be like the last thing I would expect today. I would expect quite a bit of rotation and trying to buy down here near this call it 594, 595 area would probably be a better opportunity for you than just blindly trying to trade into this on the long side. Okay, guys, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you soon. Come back to SPY, and we're good to go. All right, guys, talk to you later.